Hello, 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 and welcome to Let's Talk Fabulous with yours truly, co-host, I have to say, Barbara J. Beckley. Myself, I just love being here every Sunday because the positivity just comes into play with wonderful panelists every Sunday. And it starts the week off. You know, when you think about it, we're on a Sunday and then we got to start the whole week instead of sitting there grudging on Mondays like, oh, God, it's Monday. Come in on Let's Talk Fab, listen to all the wonderful panelists, and you'll get your stuff, your juices going. So we are going to talk about today motivating momentum, fueling ambition. So get your pen, get your paper, move everything out the way, get this out of your ear, move that out the way so you can just really hone into our panelists because they are some wonderful, and I have all women today, so I call the women queens. So with this, we're going to start. We'll be right back. Ta-da! I love the magic of StreamYard. So, ladies. First of all, because I won't get a chance to do this because we're going to get really diving into a lot of information regarding moving and motivating and all that good stuff. Thank you for coming on Let's Talk Fab with myself and these wonderful ladies. As you know, if you know Barbara J. Beckley, I call a lady queen. So you're going to hear that. So don't even get upset. And if you want to know why, ask me later. So with that said, before we even start, I want you to get to who these queens are, because you're looking at their face like, okay, Barbara, who are they? So we're going to get right into it. Let me just move some things around here. Okay, I got the big pictures. I got to get them on, full blast so you can see them. So we'll start with Queen Karen and then go down.
Hey there. No, you can't see Queen Karen. And thank you, Queen Barbara. Sometimes you can. In any case, I'm Karen Stultz, and I am an architect and catalyst for entrepreneurial leaders to lead their best, most awesome life.
Awesome. Next queen.
Hello. My name is Cortina Jackson. I am a TV and film producer and CEO of Acting Beyond Academy, and also an actress. And I just consider it an honor and a privilege to be here with you all today.
Oh, I can hear that actress voice. Ooh, oh. Yes. Miss Barbara.
Hello, everybody. My name is Barbara Ellison. I'm a transformational life trainer and founder of Wellness Playroom, working with late career business people to thrive in retirement.
Yes. My sidekick on that. And is it Ray? Oh, you're on mute, lady.
Hi, it's Ry. Hi, Barbara. And Barbara, love to see you again. So my name is Ry Duong. I'm based in Montreal, Canada, and I'm a relationship coach. I help single women go from first date to finding their perfect mate. So all about empowering the woman after I've gone through a 17 years relationship, from a divorce to losing my sister to here now building my new life the way I want it. And I'm here to actually be able to help the woman do the same.
Wow, Ry. Queen Ry, thank you so much. So see, look at this. They're all so beautiful. So, before we even start, because there's a few things, since talking about women and queens, as you know, this whole month of March has been what? Women's History Month, right? Women's History. And, women empowering other women, men empowering women. I mean, we all should be empowering each other, right? I want to remind people, I'm going to play a little clip to remind people, because this is the last week for it. Plus, just to reach out to a woman, just say how you appreciate them, be it as your mother, friend, whatever. I really think that I always tell people, we got the women in history, then you got history in the making now. Okay. And all these women right now, we're making history. Okay. So just reach out and encourage them, motivate them. I knew I could kick it in there. We'll be right back. And I love the ending of that where it said, together we can build a brighter, better future. Really believe that. When I typed that in, I cried afterwards. I said, okay, I'm such a crybaby. But it's just so true if we just believe in that. So yes. So we're going to get into now that should have started something in, the flow of motivating and thinking about that. And I really wanted to pick this particular topic today because, we came in January passed, and then February, we're into March, we're about to go into April. We're about to go into like almost the second half of the year, right? And I know a lot of people make goals, personal, business, all over the place. This is the kind of time when people start going in and out. And I want to remind people on the why you chose what you're doing. Why did you choose to, your marriage, or why did you choose to start that business, or why? It's always good to go back to that so you can keep, because that helps you with the motivation of moving forward. So that's just one thing I want to throw out there as a tip that I had. But I know a lot of these wonderful queens here, they gave me some of their tips and some of what they said. We're going to go start right into their videos because I know they have something to add to what the mic drops that they gave. So I want to start with Ry, and I'm going to play her clip, and we'll be right back to hear from her.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ry Duong. I am a relationship coach with a training in social work. So what I do for myself to motivate me personally, which also helps me motivate me when it comes to my business. The one thing that I practice on a consistent basis is really talking positively to myself. I think that in order to attract what I want, the abundance and the love in my life and the money, is to really be self-conscious and be kind to myself. So that's one thing I tend to do is I actually start out with a powerful morning routine to really set me in the right tone, in the right mood. So a little bit of reflection, meditation, a great workout, feeling amazing in my body. That gives me a surcharge of dopamine and energy. And that also kind of set me on the right tone to be productive in my work. So starting my day with a very positive outlook on myself and being kind to myself that I'm not perfect allows me to actually spread that energy all across every area of my life, and to also be kind and of service to the people that I connect with and to my clients. So I hope that helped. Thank you. Bye. Have a great Sunday.
Throwing lots of love and kisses from Ry. So Ry, I'm going to bring you in the middle here because I love what you said about self-talk and really reminding yourself first, because it always starts there. So I want to get some more take from that from you. Uh-oh, on mute. We just love that button, don't we?
Yeah, I didn't want to bother. First of all, I wanted to say how honored I am to be here for like the March, the whole empowerment of women. And I just went with the fluke when it came out. I said, you know what? It's been a while I haven't been a panelist. And I saw Barbara is going to be there. I was like, I want to see her again too. And I put it in, and here I am celebrating women empowerment. I'm so grateful, like how destiny and serendipity works out. I want to start with that. But really, with regards to feeling good in our own skin and talking kindly with us, it's something that wasn't easy for me to do. I mean, we're the hardest critique to ourselves. I used to beat myself up all the time. Like I could see the whip, like constantly. Every single thing I do, I would whip myself. I wish I could be more perfect. I wish I could be like that. How come my business is not growing as big as that person? Constantly comparing ourselves to other people. And when I've learned to just start by, I'm exactly where I need to be right now. Everything is aligning the way it's supposed to be. The universe has my back. And I just work to be the best that I can every single day by being kind to myself. It allows me to embrace my imperfection and to kind of feel good in my own skin. Because if I can't like being in my own skin, it's kind of hard loving on other people or helping my clients. So, yeah.
I love it, Ry. And like you said, it's kind of hard to motivate or push somebody else if you're like down in the dumps in your own self. Like, oh boy, I just wish I was here. I don't like myself. I don't like. And those whips that you said, Ry. Oh yeah, I see them. I do those whips of myself. Sometimes they're double duty. I'm like, hey, get away. So thank you for reminding us that we need to think positive ourselves first. We start with us first.
Yes.
Anybody else want to add to? I mean, she gave so much, but anybody else want to add to that?
One of the things that I want to share with that is because we all whip ourselves. All of us do it. But then we also forget to pat ourselves on the back when we do something really good. Like that, a girl, Barb, you got this done today.
Yeah.
Instead, because most of the time we beat ourselves up. Well, why didn't you get this done? Why didn't you get that done? Well, but I got this done. So pat yourself on the back and say kudos.
Mm-hmm.
Just to give some mic drops there. Thank you, Barbara, for reminding us. You did good today. I like that. You can feel that. I felt that through the screen. Any other queens want to add? Because this is important to do for you first.
And I love the idea that indeed it is about knowing your why, giving yourself kudos, and giving yourself permission to be exactly who you are supposed to be, because you are the only you, and remembering that. And I saw this, I wanted to be on this panel, and I'm so grateful to be on this panel. But I also have to share, as I may have before, that motivation is not a word that I enjoy using. And I'll tell you why. Motivation stems often from fear. If we are motivated, you think about it, we're motivated to work harder, because if we don't work hard, I might not be able to put food on the table. I'll lose my job. I'll not get the promotion, whatever it is. But it comes from a sense of fear of ramifications. What I love to do is inspire.
Oh, yeah.
Have us go, not be motivated, but be inspired. To be inspired to move forward, to grow, to have that ambition. I'm inspired to do that because it will put food on my table. It will help me get promotions. It will help me feel good about myself. And that's, I think, what Ry was talking about, feeling good about yourself from the inside out. I am a reformed people pleaser and self-doubter extraordinaire. Talk about whipping me on the back, front, across the face, 2x4s. Been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. But I tell you, when I finally realized that it's inspiration that keeps me going. So.
See, that's the one thing I like about having a panel, because we all have different sides of the topic. So thank you for bringing that in, Karen, that, inspiration, inspiring yourself. It's a softer tone. You're right. I think for myself, I do both. Motivate to make the money, inspire me to be better. I don't know. I just put the two together. But you, like you said, sometimes that is like a scare tactic. And me, myself, I mean, maybe because it started with my mother. She scared me into, okay, go to school, do this. It's like, But when you get older, you gotta kind of say to yourself, okay, Barbara, calm it down. Why are you really doing this? Because I'm scared. Scared of what? Scared of what somebody said a long, long time ago. See, that's when those old things come into mind. And you have to say to yourself, what's really triggering this? So, your triggers sometimes get into if you're getting motivated or if you're getting inspired. So you got to look at the triggers. If they're positive triggers, now if they're negative triggers, then we got to, talk about that. But
indeed, the positive triggers are always very helpful.
Yes.
And the motivation is helpful. It does keep us going quite often. Nothing against motivation.
Right.
I much prefer the word inspired, though, because that is what continues the fueling of the ambition, which is the other part of this. When you're inspired to do something, you're going to go for it. You're going to find a way. You're going to do it.
See, so that I love how look at Karen. She knows what to do. She just sit right in there into the fueling ambition. You good. Okay, everybody, you taking notes? Taking notes. But yeah, Cortina, I want to ask you, did you have anything else to add to inspire you?
Yeah. Oh gosh, everybody has spoken about this so well, and I think a lot of times if we can just let it roll off the tongue, all the things that we don't like about ourselves. But sometimes the challenge is, and you can see it on people's face when you say, "Tell me what you like about yourself," or "Tell me what's good about you." You can just see people's eyes go back and forth like they're thinking, like that's something you have to think about. What do I? It's so much easier to say, "Well, I don't like this, and this isn't going well," and that's easy. And to whip ourselves, and I could have been better at that, and I wish I'd have said it like that. But what did you do good today? What good happened? And when I ask people that, sometimes they're like, they look up, like, huh? Well. And so, getting used to having things roll off our tongue that are more natural of this is what I do, and this is how I do it, and this is why I did it, helps us to be more confident, in that, and confident in ourselves.
Queen, you're right about that, because a lot of times I've noticed, even when people ask me sometimes, and I have to check myself, when they say, "Well, Barbara, what's good?" And I'm like, "Well, I can't." It's like all of a sudden I get stuck when they talk about me. Now I can talk about all these queens. I can tell you all about Ry and Barbara and Karen. I love them and stuff. But they say, "Well, Barbara, how about you?" Yeah, okay, I'm here. But look about Ry,
Right.
So thank you for putting that out there. You are so right, Queen, because I got to check myself on that.
Yes.
And don't you think, ladies, that as women, we are brought up that we don't toot our own horn.
Yes.
Women were brought up to be demure and and a great helpmeet and helpmate and all of that, but we're not taught to be out there and because it's like, oh, you don't brag on yourself. Right. But why is it when we're saying something that we've done, why is it bragging? And yet, other people can look at it and say, well, gee, why do men get to just share it out there? And wow, kudos, guys. And yet women are accused of bragging.
That's so true.
So true.
Yeah, I'll add to that too. It's actually really true, because that's what I read on an article as well. Like, men, when they apply for position, they would apply for positions that are much more higher, and they're not really qualified. But in their head, they boost up their self-esteem. I got all of these different things, and they'll apply for a position, and they know they will work at it to achieve those high positions. Whereas us as female, we don't dare apply for that high position because we're checking off our list. I don't have this, and that. And when we just scan ourselves out, when we should be doing the opposite, Barbara, it's really a good point. And the other thing about motivation as well is I think about Muhammad Ali all the time. Like, he's one of the greatest boxers there. Does he feel like working out all the time? Does he feel like training out all the time? No. So sometimes feeling motivated is kicking yourself in the butt and getting it done. So I would add into that as well.
Yeah, because going to that gym is like, really? I want to. It's like, But I want to let's give some love before we get to our next panelist and their video. See Miss Tamara L. Hunter, who basically birthed this show. So thank you, Queen of Queen. I call her Queen, for letting me be one of the co-hosts every other Sunday. Miss Lisa A. Brown. Hey, peeps. Hello, peeps. She is a joy. This lady is another queen. And my other co-host that does the show on the other regular Sundays, Miss Kim O'Neill. Yes. So great questions. We got people, they taking notes. Tamara said we're taking notes. Now, I like what Kim O'Neill said. I wanted to get back to her text. She said, I heard motivation described as something that comes from the outside, while inspiration comes from the inside. That's something to put a little star next to that. I like that. So we're gonna get into, because I want to make sure I want to hear everybody's clip, because they gave some really golden nuggets. So this time we're going to hear talking about Miss Karen, Queen Karen. We're going to play her clip, and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Karen Stultz of the Awesome Life Success System, and I just wanted to share a little tip of how to keep going when things are a little challenging. And the fact is that if we look at challenges with the mindset of growth. We look at challenges as opportunities, opportunities to do things better, opportunities to find new resources, opportunities to grow. Create that growth mindset with that opportunity to grow. And that is my tip for you today.
So, Miss Karen, you gave us opportunity already for us to grow and put in that inspiration. So thank you for giving us that teaching. That was awesome. So anything else you want to add to that? Okay, you're on mute. This mute button loves us today, don't it? Okay, there you
go. Thank you. Yeah, you know, there is so much to keep us going. That was just one small tip, because we do kind of get down on ourselves. So how do we keep going? And that is, for me, I wake up each morning and I set the tone for the day. I create an intention. I look at what I want to accomplish during the day and the intention to feel good and accomplished at the end of the day. And that gives me some of that permission to accept the kudos that come, to feel good about things. Because isn't that what we all want to do, is to feel good about ourselves and who we are? And when we feel good about ourselves, that goes out into the world. So I wake up each morning and say, all right, my intention today is to do something accomplishing and feel really good about it. And, you know, let's throw in a little prosperity along the way. That works too. And then if we do, getting back to what Ry was saying, really understanding our why, that keeps us going. If we ever start getting down about something, we can go back to, why are we doing this in the first place? Are we doing it for our mother? Are we doing it for somebody else? Why are we doing this? And being really clear about that big why. Because that, when we realize that we are doing it because this is something that is in our soul, our mind, body, and soul. Hey, doesn't that feel good when you continue doing that, when you have that going on? And consistent action. And getting back to when we run into an obstacle, and heaven knows, like even today, you can see my video going in and out. Why? I don't know. It's a bit of an irritant, but by golly, I'm with these wonderful ladies. This is a wonderful opportunity, and I can't thank you enough for letting me take consistent action in trying to get my video working better. It's an opportunity for growth, just as the video said. And also, don't forget that there are people out there to support you. There are people out there that care about you and your success. Yes. And if you're not finding it in your own little realm, then it's time to look for someone else. Don't discount your own little realm, because they serve a wonderful support system in different ways. But in order to keep going in business and motivated in reaching your goals or whatever it is that you want to achieve, we all need support. So go ahead and reach out to any of the wonderful queens that are here today, too, because they will support you in many, many ways.
Yes, I love that. See, Karen, that's why I always love when we get together, because support is so important. There's days that, you never know the days what you're going through, each queen here. And when somebody just sends me an emoji sometime or just smile, somebody don't just say anything, they just send me a little heart or something, just a little warm and fuzzy. And, you might have that bad day. It seems like always coming to me, it comes at the right time. See, it's divine. It's the right time. I'm like, boy, I really need that heart from Cortina, or I need that heart from Ry. Thank you so much. Or just them saying, yes, Barb, we'll be on the panel. I'm like, yay. So that motivated me. That motivated me. So I thank you, Karen. Anybody else want to add to Karen about, just being open to, learning? That's another thing. Every day you should be learning, forever learning. That's what I said. Anybody?
Well, Karen just inspired me for something, and I wanted to be able to, talking about being kind to herself and what Karen said. I just want to say Karen rocked her gorgeous, voluptuous hairdo with that blonde. It looks so good. It's fantastic. And I have to say, Barbara, you're rocking this color with your glasses and that red lipsticks of yours. So damn hot. I love it. And Barbara J. Beckley, you are a fantastic host. You just amalgamate everything. Just take what everybody says and just spit it out in the most beautiful way. It's amazing. And Cortina, if I'm saying that properly, like I love the way you rock those glasses and that background with the piano in the back, and all of the comment from Kim and a few other people that are. It's like I'm watching this. I'm like, I love this damn show. I can't believe I'm actually on this. So that's what I wanted to say.
Oh my God, Queen! You basically did an example of what we're talking about far as community and encouraging each other. When you went through each person and you went to the people that are listening to us in comments, I have to wait a minute. We got to do something for you. We got to do this. Yes, she gets the golden star today. Love it, love it, love it. I love what she said. I love this thing. I said, see, that's what I'm talking about. You can't, that's just the fuel. And that should really just, fueling, like I said before, fueling ambition. And let's fuel some ambition here. Got another video clip here. And then we're going to go to another one of these queens and get their other clip. So we'll be right back. I like the music. I seen, I think Karen said something like that about steps, taking step by step. And I think Queen Tamara in the comments, she just said about taking each step. So I wanted to play that because, it takes step by step. That's why we shouldn't beat ourselves up, because it takes time. Sometimes you're like, oh, I want to get there. Like, I want to lose 120 pounds in one day. Really? Unless you're getting a full-blown operation, they're taking everything off of you, then okay then. But besides that, it's just not gonna happen. So you need to just have grace on yourself and say, okay, let me do it the right way. And that's just one example. I mean, we have so many different ones that we just have to say, just take the steps. And each step, as Barbara Ellis always says, because we always talk about our own show, always applaud, pat yourself on the back for each little step, little victories. Yeah, little victories. So with that, we're going to go into another victory, and that is Cortina. I want to hear her clip, and she's going to tell a little bit about what she gave us. This is some golden nuggets too. Here we go.
Hello, my name is Cortina Jackson, and the question was posed as to how I stay motivated. What do I do to keep myself motivated? Every morning I wake up and I tell myself, you are a woman of honor, power, and wealth. And what that does for me is that creates a call to action that I must move in excellence and move that way. And it makes me get up and do just that. Be a woman of honor, power, and wealth, blessing all those who are around me. I feel like I have to do it. I've set the call to action. It must be done.
Beautiful, beautiful queen, actress, producer, TV, and all that good stuff. Give us some more take on that, lady.
Yes, I came from a place where that wasn't commonplace. So I came from domestic violence and I from very low self-esteem. Low self-esteem kept me just where I was at because, I talk a lot about how our thoughts become our actions. And so ironically, I took on roles to feel empowered. I chose careers that were male dominant. I was a correctional officer in an all-male prison at one time. I was a police officer. I worked in parole. Most of my clientele were men, and I worked in a position where I was over a sex offender, the most dangerous sex offenders in Texas. And so constantly hearing the negativity kept me in a place of very low self-esteem. And then to leave from where I'm hearing all types of things to going home to domestic violence, just solidified the fact that I am nothing, because I heard it all day. Then I go home and hear it. It's very hard to feel anything about yourself and feel like you don't have a voice. And then I was almost killed in domestic violence. So my ex-husband was a police officer. I married him so that I could further feel empowered. And so being in a low state of being married to someone who was vowing to protect and serve. And so I wanted to protect and serve and vow that, and I couldn't protect and serve others if I couldn't protect and serve myself. And so I was almost killed in domestic violence. And with having a low self-esteem, sometimes it is hard to be motivated when you don't hear it and there's no one there but you. But I was able to get away from that situation. And when I did, still at the forefront, I was still a prisoner in my own mind. And so sometimes you escape these situations and circumstances, but you still are held prisoner in your own mind. And so now it is very important that I remind myself of my why, because you see, anything that we worry about or think about, I'm a woman of God. So we put those worries in front of God and make it our number one priority in our lives. So if our number one thought is about worry, then it brings more of what we think about. If you think about worry, if you think about lack, if you think about what you don't have and I have, then that's what you continue to get. And so every morning I say, you're a woman, whether I want to get out of bed, I'm tired, I just want to give up, I just don't want to do this anymore. You are a woman of honor, power, and wealth. And to say honor, that means I am respected and I am respectable to others. When I say I'm a woman of power, that's not so I can be above anyone, because the secret of power is service, because we get what we give. So when I feel empowered, then that means I am of service to someone else. It's never about me. I realized my journey was never about me, but it is to be of service to someone else. And when I say I'm a woman of wealth, that means because when I have everything I need, then that means my cup runneth over. And when my cup runs over, then I'm able to benefit someone else. My wealth benefits others. So every day I'm a woman of honor, power, and wealth.
Okay, can I say speechless right now? Oh my God, that was amazing. Oh my God. That was, I mean, it's like, okay, what did I got? I had to say nothing. I don't have nothing to say. I'm done. Queen, yes. I all I want to say is, and I hate to even ask this, but does anybody else want to add? I mean, that was just amazing to me. Barbara, I'm looking at her mouth moving, so I'm just going to put her in the middle.
That was just a total mic drop. So we didn't even need that. That was a total mic drop. Absolutely the truth. Absolutely the truth. Because so often we beat ourselves up for all the things we're not, and we never celebrate the things that we are, for who we are. And it just, but yeah. And it's like, we have to just keep striving, and not striving, but just choosing. I think it's more of a choosing. We have to choose to celebrate within ourselves. We have to choose that, because nobody's going to choose it for us. We have to choose.
Yes.
And every day we get to have that choice.
Well, yes. You know, when you're about to lose your life, you know, it gave me a new perspective. You know, my life was almost taken. It made me realize time is short. How am I utilizing my time? If I'm always in worry, that's the way that the time is ticking by. And I'm looking at the clock, and the clock is ticking. Every day that's gone by and I'm not living in happiness is a day wasted, is my time wasted. And so I'm very careful and strategic with with making sure that I spend my moments in happiness and joy and enjoying all that life has to bring, because it's short. So we have to stay motivated and empowered. And sometimes we have to motivate ourselves when no one else will do it. But that's when you get up and say, why am I getting out of it? Why do this? Why? Because sometimes it's not even about you. Sometimes you show up because somebody needed you. And you had just what they needed. You had just the right word at the right time. You saved someone else's life and you don't even know it.
Yeah. Wow. You know, I was just, just somebody, I'm sorry, Barbara. I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's okay. Go ahead, Barbara.
No, I was going to say real quickly, because I want to make sure the Queen, you talk. I want to say sometimes you have to ask yourself, if you see yourself consistently not just really, it's really hard to do what you're doing in your life, is talking about your why. You got to ask yourself, is your why the right why, or is it strong enough in your life? Because I tell some people, I said, maybe that's not the why. I mean, if you're consistently like, it shouldn't be that, if the why should be something that, like Karen said, inspiring, you just love. I mean, even if you're just in your last, like, oh, I can't even talk no more, but your why just brings you to that, no, but I want to keep pushing because people are waiting for me to be out there to do this. That's what's there, not saying, ugh. If you start saying a lot, then there's a problem.
One of the things that I always share with people too is that if your why does not make you cry, then it's not big enough.
There we go. Bingo.
Your why must be so big that you're like, I need help to do this. Because it's so big, and yet it is making your heart sing. Even though you're shaking in your boots, but you know that it's what you're supposed to be doing.
I got to get back to Queen Ry, because I know she had something to add.
I love what Barbara has to say. It's always good. But Cortina, you're such an inspiration when you're talking. There's like a presence, like, ooh, that power. Can you feel it? I know. But what you said that was really, really crucial was it made me thought of your environment is also very important, because we are what the product of our surrounding and the people that we surround ourselves with. So if you're finding yourself not being able to find your why, and maybe changing the setting with people, because like you said, your self-esteem goes down. I remember when I was in my 17 years relationship that was toxic, it's hard to feel motivated, to feel like you got the strength when somebody's constantly beating down and telling you how you're worthless. It's kind of hard to say, I think I'm worth something. But being in that environment where you're with people who sees your potential, who believes in you, even when you don't believe in yourself. Like, it's so good. Those people who boost up your self-esteem and say, I think you can do it. You're like, you really think so? And then when you start doing what they say and you realize, oh my God, shit, I can do this stuff.
I love it, Ry. Yeah, so Ry, you hit it right on the nail. Like I said, I had to create boundaries just this year of people that I'm going to be around, and the people I'm just going to be like, I love you from afar. I always say, I'll pray from you from afar. That's what I tell people, because I know that if it's going to get too toxic, and we all know about toxic relationships. I know I've been in one. We all talked about that. Why go back? You don't want. It's like, either you just love the toxicity of drama, as I tell people, or you say, okay, let me get myself together and create those boundaries. So yes, when you're around women like this, queens like this, people that are saying comments, that's the environment that you want to be around, because when those days that you get to the point where you're not getting your fueling of yourself and saying those down days when you don't believe in yourself sometime, or you're like, oh, this is so hard. You need to Cortina, come on now, Barbara. If these four, I mean, just one of them you talk to and you don't get yourself back up again, then something's totally wrong. Totally wrong. So with that said, I want to play Barbara, not this Barbara, but the other wonderful Queen Barbara, her clip.
Well, hi, everybody. This is Barbara Ellison, founder of Wellness Playroom for the best version of you. I'm on a mission to make happiness the norm rather than the exception. So because I believe that each and every one of us deserves to lead a happy, healthy, debt-free, and abundant life. So what does that have to do with motivation? Well, one of the things that motivates me is to keep that vision in front of me every day. Think about one part of that vision. What am I going to do today to move that vision forward? And it doesn't matter how big of a step it is or how small of a step it is. So I just thinking about it, having it on your mind, having it in front of you, because it says to, have your vision and make it plain. Know what your vision is. Who are you serving? What outcome do you want them to have through you? And that's what motivates me, is when I see the light bulb go on, when they see that something that I have shared with them can motivate them. And that is motivation for me, and I love it. Bye.
Okay, Miss Barbara. There you go, lady.
Yeah, when you can, we're here to serve. And when we can get out of our own way and serve the people around us, that's a motivation in itself. And having that vision of where you want to go. And it's usually, we talked about it a little bit before, that vision is, if it's not making you cry, it's not big enough. Get it out there. And then find that, because if you can't have clarity of your vision, then how are you going to find other people to come with you? Because we're all in this life together. And we can all motivate each other. And big things can come from a small group of people. Where two or more are gathered, then where two or more are gathered. So let's just do it. Have that vision is motivational. Because then you find your tribe who also sees it the way that you do. That's like with me, when I do, like, that's why I almost always start with my mission. I'm on a mission to make happiness the norm rather than the exception. Well, okay, how do you do that? Well, you talk to people about happiness. What makes them happiness? And I have to tell you, when I first started with happiness, people were like, "Oh, Barb, people aren't going to pay. They're not going to come and join you about happy, because we're not taught to be happy. We're taught to be status quo. That this is life and this is the way it is." But now, since the happiness movement has started, and now we're in over 10 years of doing it, and now they're realizing that happiness impacts everything. Every other part of your life is impacted by whether you are happy or not. And not that happiness just happens. You have to choose to be happy. What is going to make you happy today? And I don't care. Sometimes when I wake up, we don't always wake up happy. You don't. Let's be honest. But so sometimes I have to get up out of bed and go, okay, what am I going to do today to be happy? And sometimes I put on the twist. Put on music, put on the twist, and just go, okay, come on, baby, let's do the twist. And you have to trick yourself into thinking that you are just in a great mood. And plus, I figure it's a bit of exercise. So yeah, it doesn't matter what you find, find that one thing that you will do to get you past out of that little funk.
Yes.
And sometimes it can be small. And like one of the things that I work with people is positive intelligence. And so it's like, but Barb, what if I'm in a meeting? Well, then rub your fingers together like this. When you're sitting in a meeting, and do it so slowly that you can feel the ridges on your fingers, so that you are so present to what your fingers feel like. It tricks your brain into getting out of the monkey brain and into the creative, positive side of your brain. Oh, that sounds pretty easy. And then I have them practice it with me. And it's like, oh, yay. Because your brain can't do two things at once. It can't be worried, and it can't be aware of what's happening in your physical body.
Yes.
So if you're sitting in a meeting, put your hands in your lap and rub your fingers together. Especially if you're in a meeting that is a little bit of a confrontational, because that can just trigger your brain to go to the other side and handle it. And I love that Lori just said, yeah, it brings joy. It puts you back onto the creative, like the happy side of your brain, rather than in the survivor. Ooh, am I being chased by a Bengal tiger? The brain doesn't know the difference, and it can't do two things at one time.
Yeah. No tigers, please. No tigers.
No tigers.
No tigers.
You know what? When you're under stress, your brain does not know the difference between whether you're being chased by a tiger or if you're sitting in a meeting that is confrontational for you. It doesn't know the difference. All it feels is the emotion.
Yeah, because you're trying to protect yourself.
It's trying. Your brain is trying to protect you, and so that's why you've got to trick it into going on to the other side. Yeah.
Awesome. Anybody else want to add any other tips? What Barbara was saying.
That was so good, Barbara. You know, and a lot of times women and men, they find when you're in kind of a stuck place, and a lot of times we go and try to put our best foot forward because we have to show up for the world. And you know, sometimes we wear a mask because we have to. And it's important that we uplift each other, because you never know what a person's going through. And so sometimes the strongest person, we think, oh, they got it together. They got a business. They got this going for them. They're an author. They have all these great things. And they think those are the people who don't need it. And so even, you know, my example is always, you know, Robin Williams. Everybody look, he's funny, he's witty, he's got it together, he's rich, he's happy. And he was the very one that, you know, needed that. And so sometimes we look as women, we show up, we go to work, we have these jobs, and we have to show up powerful, kind of like I did as a police officer. I had to show up with command presence, but sometimes those are the ones who need it. And so it's always very important that we uplift each other, because sometimes people are just, you know, unfortunately when they go home, they take off that mask and it's back to, oh gosh, you know, what do I do? And so we always have to say, hey, you're doing great. You're doing excellent. You know, so we are, you know, it is that purposeful that we keep each other uplifted, because when we don't and we are faced with confrontation, it could be a heavy load for others. So we always do it. We always do it, no matter what. I always say, you know, I love you. You can do it. You know, those powerful things, because it's needed sometime, and we have to face the world the best we can. Yeah.
Definitely. Thank you, Queen. You know, I was just going to say, I was listening to when you said, you know, we have, you know, you mentioned masks, and you mentioned, you know, sometimes we have those masks on. Hi, how you da? And you go home, you be like, like, I'm glad I could shut this door, close the shades, and just, you know, do that. But, you know, I want to put an action period to everybody. We need to be, if we're like this outside of our house, show love, because we're human and we have emotions. We're always not going to always be this way all the time. And I tell people, do check-ins with people, because they shouldn't have to always have that mask on all the time if something's really bothering them. Because sometimes we have a mask on too much, you don't see what the person's going through, and then it might be too late to catch or help them in whatever they're dealing with. So when people understand that, yeah, we have our day-to-day doing work, going out there, helping people, coaching, whatever you're doing in life, but also understand when the mask seems like it's coming off a little bit, or they're trying to take the mask off, let them feel comfortable in doing that, because there's a need there somewhere. There might be a need there. So, yeah.
If I can add to that.
Yeah, please do.
If I can add to that, talking about the mask thing, it's so important about authenticity, being genuinely yourself. And not to sound depressing, but I think this is important. I'm just going to follow with intuition wise and from the universe. I remember when my sister would wear so many masks. I mean, when she's out there, she's very beautiful. She's charismatic. She passed away from depression, but she was wearing so many heavy masks. Nobody could tell that she was suffering from depression. And there was so much pride, so much shame, so much self-hate, because she couldn't be herself. She couldn't show the world who she really was. And I think that's a really good point. We all kind of wear our masks to some level, to some extent, but if we can practice be genuinely ourselves and being okay with ourselves, because it starts with us. And one of the things that I've learned for myself is I learned to embrace my ridiculousness, and I let myself go. That's what keeps me sane, people. It's my craziness. So I just do whatever pleases me. I don't have a certain hour, certain time. I just give myself the permission to be. And it's so nice to be in my own skin. And I don't need everybody to accept me for who I am. I need my partner to accept me and love me unconditionally. I need my children, my close friend, the small little group of people. You don't need a ton of people, but just the people who really truly knows you, to be truly yourself and to just let go. It feels amazing. And one of the things that I've been practicing a lot is being genuinely myself. And from what Karen mentioned, being a serious pleaser to now getting into the zone of, I'm going to do what makes me happy, first of all. And whether people accept that or not, I mean, that belongs to them and they're entitled to their opinion, and it's their opinion, but I live by my own rules. So I'll add to that.
Now I got the mute. Really? I was just saying, come on now. That's a mic drop, Queen Ry. And, thank you for sharing that about your sister. I mean, my heart was like singing and crying at the same time. And I know that. I know people and myself. I was there a long time ago, so I totally get it. That's why I was saying, please show grace and show loving and comfort to people when they start needing to take that mask off, because there's something deep inside that they're dealing with. I mean, Queen just talked about Robin Williams. Every time I think about him, I know he's been passed for a while, but it's like, really? People that you don't even imagine. There's so many people that passed that you'd be like, what? I mean, they just looking so happy, and they was, yeah, so you have to really be there and really do check-ins. I mean, true check-ins, not just, hi, bye. No, not that kind of check-in. Get a little bit deeper, a little bit deeper. So with the check-ins, spring is around as well, supposed to be around. I don't know. Some people getting snow. I know I got snow the other day. Karen's getting snow. But we're just going to just be ambitious and say it's springtime. And this video is going to help us out a little bit. So embrace the possibilities. Embrace the possibilities in your life. So if you notice some of the videos, beside these wonderful queens, we all gave you little things when it comes to if it's inspiration, if it's motivating, if it's fueling, all of that. Just remember to, what am I going to say? Look at this video. Hey, I mean, just listening to other people talk about it helps. Whatever, singing, dancing, like Barbara said. So we have just a few more minutes. So we're going to play the 30-second game. And a lot of people that know the show and know me, they know this 30-second game. So the 30-second game is each queen will have 30 seconds to do a last tip or whatever they want to say. And if the 30 seconds pass, they're going to be booted out the middle. Not because I love you, okay? But I have to make it, you lost the game. So I'm going to give you 30 seconds and I'm going to go down and up. I'm going to go to Cortina and up.
I had to find my unmute. So my last 30 second is, just the power of you, the power of your thoughts. What you think predominantly is what you become. So use your thoughts and to put that on the forefront of what you do want. Write it down, make it plain. When we write what we want to happen, and I know it happened for me, I wrote it down, and everything I thought about it became for me. Everything opened up to me. Encourage yourself, encourage others, and don't be afraid to promote others, because when we do, we open up ourselves to be promoted, to be encouraged.
Ooh-wee. I know this is going to be rough because it's so good. Okay, Ry.
Oh, mine is really about embracing your sensuality. I'm going to go in that area because embracing my sensuality, my feminine, allows me to really tap into my full power of who I truly am and bringing that to the forefront. So be playful, be sensual, embrace your sexiness. We all got something to celebrate. So just rock that body you got.
Rock it, rock it. Okay, Karen.
I love all of that. And remember that the journey to success is not always easy, but it is worth it. It is worth it. So embrace the challenges, look at them as opportunities, celebrate your victories, give yourself a pat on the back, give your permission to be yourself, live from the heart, and you can never go wrong when you're living from your heart. And thank you so much for allowing me to be with you today. All of you wonderful queens and listeners, we are ripples going out into the world. Let's make them good ripples.
Look at Queen did go oversight. Go ahead, Barbara. Okay, you're on mute. Your seconds.
I think for me, the biggest thing is just, we've talked about it. Be authentic. Be you. You're the only you that the world has. And people need to know who you are, and then learn, because then once you know who you are, you're going to learn how you are going to impact the world. And we talked about the ripples. You will make a ripple in the world that you will never even know that you've made.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you, everybody, for listening today. Remember, whatever you do, whoever you are, you have that special gift, and just motivate yourself, inspire yourself to know that you were not put on this earth by mistake. You were put on this earth for a purpose. We love you, and we will see you next week.
I want to say thank you for joining us today and welcome you back next Sunday as we once again are joined by a panel of subject matter experts that will explore and focus in on our fabulous lives. Until next Sunday.